Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Degentp. This is Marvel Future Revolution, and I'm going to be talking about this in comparison to Marvel Heroes in this video. I keep getting questions about Marvel Heroes this. People will come into my stream and be like, hey Degentp, is this game similar to Marvel Heroes? Hey Degentp, does this game scratch the Marvel Heroes itch? Hey Degentp, does this game fill the Marvel Heroes void? Well, I'm going to talk about it here. If you're watching this video and you've never played Marvel Heroes, don't think that I'm talking about a game that still exists. You can't go back and play it anymore. That game unfortunately shut down, but people have been looking for a replacement for it for quite some time now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And I know I have or I used to anyways, I don't know if any of you guys are still around, but I used to have a pretty big following for Marvel Heroes here on the channel. So I'd like to let you guys know about this. Anyways, so the games are pretty similar in some ways. Like, they're both Marvel, for example. That's hugely similar. Visually, they both have very similar graphic styles, and you know, a lot of the animations, sound effects, and just, you know, textures and stuff, they look very similar in this game as they did in Marvel Heroes. But outside of that, there's some differences in visual as well, but a big part of it is the same. Okay, another thing is grind. They're both very grindy games. This game, you need to grind for gear. Well, both games, you would grind for gear, you'd grind to level up. You just grind, you know, all kinds of stuff to grind for. And they're both free. So Marvel Heroes was a free game. This is also a free game. So those are some things. If you were into Marvel Heroes because of any of those things or all of those things, then you might be into this game. Now there are a bunch of differences as well. Like, this game is mobile only. It's not on PC, although I do play it on PC, but you have to play it through a mobile emulator. This game feels a bit more of an MMO than Marvel Heroes did. I know Marvel Heroes was an MMO ARPG. This game is more just like an MMORPG. It doesn't necessarily feel like the Diablo style that Marvel Heroes was. They are similar and not similar in that manner. If you were really into that game because you loved that it played almost identical to a Diablo game, this game doesn't really. Another difference with this game is it does have autoplay. Now, of course, you don't have to use auto if you're one of those people that hates auto. For some reason, there's people out there that absolutely hate the thought of autoplay, and that's totally fine. You can play this game completely manual if you want. You don't have to use the auto ever. For me, I personally love the auto. I think it is amazing when you're just like farming, or even when you're just going from one quest to another. It's really nice to just click that auto button and just let the character automatically fly there on their own, or whatever the case may be. So I love the auto, but that is definitely a difference. Marvel Heroes had no form of auto whatsoever. This game has a lot of dungeon type content, like dungeons, raids. They're called Blitz, some of them. There's special ops. There's just all kinds of like instanced content that you can do in this game, and it will auto match make you up. You don't need to farm, or you don't need to like search for a group. In Marvel Heroes, you did have to do that if you wanted to run the raids and stuff. You'd have to know people, or you'd have to, like, you know, ask around maybe on the forums or in general or something if anyone wanted to raid. This game, you can auto match make up. You don't have to worry about having a group. This game, another difference though, is it does have servers. So when you start the game, you have to pick a server. Marvel Heroes was just like one server. Everyone's in the same world. The game was just one big cluster, whereas this game is more like World of Warcraft type, where you log in for the first time, you pick a server, and you go from there. Another huge difference in this game is costumes can be mixed and matched. So, like, take Spider-Man, for example. You could have, like, Scarlet Spider vest on, like the body part, or you could put it like the Spider-Man Noir head on, you know. Right now I'm rocking Scarlet Spider with like Spider-Punk shoes and some other gloves, just because you know, I don't have the full Scarlet Spider set. In Marvel Heroes, that was a no-go. Like, costumes came as is. You couldn't mix and match anything. They were very strict in that, and I think Marvel actually has eased up a bit on that, because that was a big rule that came down from the top, I'm pretty sure. Marvel Heroes was not allowed to do anything about that, but this game does, so you can make some really cool combinations. This game also has a ton of costumes already. It's a brand new game, pretty much. It's been out for like a couple weeks now, and it's got so many costumes, and each costume has a ton of different variants of it too, like various different color swaps and stuff like that, so you can really mix and match and make some cool looking stuff. if that's what you like to do. Or you can just stick to the traditional looks and just keep a costume, you know, as it's meant to be, and just wear like a full set of a like thing. What else? Yeah, overall, it seems like they're going to have characters from every branch of Marvel in here. So far, there's characters from Avengers, we got X-Men, Guardians, some standalones like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. So I think that overall, they're going to branch out and just cover a lot of ground. Granted, there's only 8 characters in the game so far. I'll name them off real quick in case any of you guys don't know. There's Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Storm, and Star-Lord. And I believe that's the only 8. They have announced Magic, though. Magic should be coming out pretty soon, so another one from the mutant side of the house. We don't, however, have some of the heavy hitters like Hulk, Thor, Wolverine, some of those big names that you would expect to be in a game like this. They're not here yet, but I fully expect that they will be released in this game at some point. And here's another thing about this game. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, honestly, but every character is free in this game. I know I said it's a mobile game, and usually in mobile games, a lot of mobile games, you have to like pay for characters, or you have to pull for characters and hope to get lucky. You got to be like, well, Wolverine's coming out, so I'm gonna have to gamble to get him. Nah, this game, you can play every character for free. You do have to unlock the slots, but they give you a ton of crystals in-game, which is like a currency that you can buy with real money if you want, but you unlock so much from playing the game that you can unlock all the character slots for free without spending money on the game. So that's a really cool thing, that you can play every character in this game, so far anyways, without spending anything. So if you're into, you know, character collections and stuff like that, you should be able to get them all here pretty easily. And it doesn't punish you or anything for leveling up multiple characters. You actually benefit. Like, the more characters you have leveled on your account, the stronger they will all be. So say, for me, for example, I level Spider-Man to 100 first, but say I level up, you know, 3 other characters to like 70, that's going to make my Spider-Man stronger too, because you have just certain things in the game, titles and squad rank and stuff like that, that just juice up all your characters and make everybody super strong. Another thing is there's a ton of villains in this game. If you guys have been following Marvel games recently, some Marvel games have come out in the past couple of years that have like almost no villains in them. It's like, dude, we got characters, but we want a ton of villains to farm too. Like, some of these games only have like a few villains. Like, you can count them on one hand. This game has so many villains. I don't even think I've seen them all yet. There's an insane amount of super villains, not to mention all the other like just regular bad guys like street thugs and just like, I don't know, different, you go on, you know, I don't even know, I can't, you'll have to just experience that for yourself, but just know that there's a ton of different bad guys, different types of bad guys, and different named super villains. And there's just a ton of stuff to do. I named some of it before, like the raids, special ops, blitz, just the regular questing in the world stuff, because it is an open world game. There's a lot of zones, and you'll just see tons of other players running around and fighting bosses, but there's also a lot of instanced content as well, and that's where you'll fight a lot of the bosses. But yeah, anyways, I want to say that's about it. If I had to say, will this fill the Marvel Heroes void or scratch the itch, as you guys like to ask me nonstop, I would say it does a little bit. I mean, it's not the exact same game, so if you're looking for only that like Diablo style game, you might not dig it. If you're looking for some game that's just, I don't know, you might not. I suggest trying it. It is completely free, and you all have phones, don't you? But yeah, it's completely free. Just give it a shot. You might love it, you might not like it, but it's definitely worth trying. I've been having so much fun. If you guys ever check out my Twitch stream, I've been streaming this game a crazy amount. I've been streaming this game nonstop. I've done 18-hour streams on the regular, I'd say like 12, 13 hours a day. It's been absolutely insane. I've been super hooked. I think it's a great game. To be honest, I don't know if it will last as long as I would want it to. It depends. I'm going to have to keep playing and keep watching. If they put content out at a reasonable pace, then I'll probably love the game and play it for a long time. If they only release content like once every 6 months, I'm sure I'll get bored and fizzle away. But yeah, if they handle it pretty well, I think this game could be around for a long time to come, and it could be pretty sweet. But we'll have to watch and see. It's way too early for me to comment on any of that. But yeah, I want to say that's about it. If you guys have played the game, let me know in the comments what similarities and differences you either like or don't like about the game. Were you a Marvel Heroes player that really likes this game? Or were you a Marvel Heroes player that doesn't really like this game? I'm super curious what everyone thinks. Drop a comment, let me know, or you can just come into my live stream, because I've been streaming this game an astronomical amount on twitch.tv/Degentp, and we can talk about it there. You can watch me play, you can even run stuff with me if we're on the same server. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that answers some questions. I don't have like a solid number rating for it, and I will, like, as far as it filling the void or scratching the itch, I want to say it does a little bit. It's not the exact same thing though. It's its own game, and it's a great game. It's been very fun. Now there are some frustrations, like drop rates sometimes can be abysmal feeling, and it just leaves you hopeless. Like you'll grind something for days on end and have no upgrades to show for it. That can be very frustrating, but in the grand scheme of things, it's still a very fun game. If you love Marvel, you'll probably really like this game. I'm looking forward to big time seeing what characters they release, what kind of release schedule they have for characters, and yeah, just stuff like that. So, oh, and another thing that this game has, before I end this, let me say this real quick. Another thing is this game has a bunch of different various PvP modes. If you're a PvP guy, if you're really into PvP, this game might do that for you. Marvel Heroes never really did much with PvP. There was one PvP mode, and it was a little lackluster in my opinion. This game has a ton of different PvP. If you're into that kind of thing, this could be your thing. I'm not super hugely into PvP, so I just dabble in it a little bit for like daily rewards. But some people are heavily into the PvP, and that is a huge playing point for a lot of people. If you're into that thing, if you're into PvP, you can get that here for sure. If you're not into PvP, you can be like me and just sort of ignore it, maybe dabble in it for daily rewards, but at the end of the day, you don't necessarily have to do it. So if you're just into PvE like I am, there's tons of PvE in this game, lots of bosses to farm, lots of parties to join, and, you know, just crush your enemies. Anyways, this is getting to be way too long. I'm so sorry. I was going to end it before, but then things just keep coming to my mind. Again, just stop by my stream if you want to have longer chats about it. I'll be on all the time. Even if I'm playing another game, I'll probably only be on that other game for like a few hours and then switch to this eventually. So you can check back, or we can talk about this while I'm playing another game. It doesn't matter to me. But anyways, yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this game. It's been out for 2 weeks. It's been out for a little bit longer if you count like their early access head start thingy that they did, but I didn't play in that, so I'm pretty fresh in the game compared to people that were in there. Anyways, I hope this answered your questions. It's a good Marvel game, and it's not exactly Marvel Heroes, but it does have a lot of similarities, so it might scratch your itch. If it doesn't, well, it can't hurt to try and find out, you know? So give it a try, find out maybe. And that's it. That's all I got. So thank you a ton for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you're playing the game, I hope you're enjoying it. And yeah, I'll see you around. See ya.